Regarding all other three demands, I don't have any comments on that. But one thing is required, that is assistancy at airport, because we will be going in the last minute, and again priority in checking in, because we will be having very short time, because we will be surrounded by people all the time for their works and their this thing. That's why we will be going mostly in the last minute or sometime. If they allow us in the last minute also, that means if they give us priority in checking in, even though if you go for boarding in the last minute, that is enough. And assistance is required. Some elderly people are there. For people like me, we don't need any assistance. Some elderly people, they will have luggage, means in the last minute they can't handle their luggage. If assistance is provided, that's enough for us. We are not bothered about seat preference and all those things. That things, we are all one among them all in the air travel passengers.
As a member of parliament, normally we travel by Air India flight, which is an official flight, official carrier of the government. And the private airline sectors, whichever they run, it is up to them to give a quota or not a quota. It is not a demand. We cannot put a demand on that because it is a private thing which they are already running into. It can be on a request. It cannot be on a demand because it is the priority of them. They have to look after their business and they have to run their own business. And seats which they are also demanding, my colleagues are demanding that seats should be given. Already there are priorities which are being given to the MPs. Whichever seats they request at the time of booking, it is booked. And if they come on the late time and then ask for that, I don't think it is. So we MPs should not go to such a level of dictating terms to the private airlines for saying that we want a quota or we want our seats to be fixed and all that. That is not for a member of parliament, because as far as I feel that even if I get a seat in a truck in behind also, I travel that. And the third.
I think this issue has been blowing out of proportion. Because yesterday, the meeting that was held with our committee, simply some suggestions were shared, some experiences were shared with the Civil Aviation Ministry and private airliners. We have even alleged that the private agents, they are simply fishing the common man as well as the MPs. Even in a single route, various private agents are charging their charges at their own whims and fancy. So these should be restricted, and some sort of regulatory mechanism should be explored to restrain those private agents from fishing the common man as well as the MPs. So this is not a special privilege that we are asking for. We have shared our bitter experiences with the Civil Aviation Ministry as well as the private airliners. We have not sought any kind of privilege. Not any kind of privilege. Just we have told them that during the parliament session, for MPs from far-flung area of our country used to throng in Delhi. So that time, the assistance, the cooperation being provided by the Air India that are not available with the private airliners. So, if possible, for our MPs and ex-MPs, these kind of inconveniences, if possible, reservation of the ticket for the protocol officer, they should guide us. These are the issues, very common issues. These are available with us while we are traveling from Delhi to our places. So nothing privilege we have sought for. Protocol officer for all MPs. The Civil Aviation Ministry used to deploy protocol officers. So what is the wrong of it? Even for rail journey, we are being provided some sorts of facilities from the railways in terms of reservation, etc. So these were shared with them. So nothing wrong of it. You should not blow the issue out of proportion. That I simply request you.
I do. I think, first of all, you people need to have a comprehension of what an MP's life is about. It's not all hunky-dory and lovely stories which you people put out. And everything is not VIP racism or terrorism or whatever name you call it. So I think you need to have a more comprehensive view of what an MP's life is, and then you should run the show on your TV.
But how different is it from the hardships of the common man as well? On those bases, everyone can demand for certain privileges by citing some reason or the other. How are MPs different?
That's a good question. Because for one, our job is 24/7. It's not a 9 to 5, and we don't have privileges of Sundays and public holidays. We work through the year. We are running pillar to post. We travel 200-300 kilometers a day. And
ma'am, not everyone has a simple 9 to 5 job. There are people who are doing very difficult jobs as well. However, apart from that, the privileges demanded are actually ranging from things like end on surge pricing, lounge facilities, quotas for tickets, free meals. A lot of these facilities are already provided by Air India. Private airlines are also asked to extend same facilities to MPs. Now, it's a very expensive business to run an airline. On purely economic terms, do you think it's feasible?
No. Please, I don't know what you mean by free meals. What are free meals that we are entitled to? I don't know that.
This is the demand.
I don't know. I'm afraid I can't comment if I'm not aware of what the committee has recommended.
Purely as an MP, what is your opinion, Ms. Chaudhary? Can you just, elaborate that for us? As an MP, do you believe that such sort of facilities should be extended?
You lead a hard life, and I think there's a disproportionate perception of what is being given to us. And like you people think everything is a free ride, it isn't. Neither are the bungalows or the food that you people say are free. And please compute our expenses. If a freedom fighter comes to Delhi and dies, which happened in my case, who pays for his body, for the embalming, for the flying back of the body, and his assistants who came with him? We were called out at 12 in the night because the only man who knew Hindi or English in Delhi had died. And there were 4 other guys who didn't know another word of another language.
Those could